Today, millions of people around the world are living as refugees. They have fled their homes due to conflict, persecution, or natural disasters. The number of displaced people is higher than ever before. Every day, more families are forced to leave everything behind. They journey across borders, searching for safety and a place to rebuild their lives. Refugees are not numbers. They are mothers, fathers, children, and individuals with hopes and dreams. Each person has a story. It is a story of loss, courage, and resilience. We must listen to their stories and understand their struggles. We must treat every refugee with dignity and respect. The global community has a responsibility to act. We must work together to address the root causes of displacement. We must provide humanitarian aid and support to those in need. By raising awareness, advocating for change, and supporting organizations working on the ground, we can contribute to a more just and compassionate world. Every one of us can make a difference. The scale of the refugee crisis is staggering. According to the UN Refugee Agency, over 100 million people worldwide are currently forcibly displaced. That is more than the entire population of many countries. Imagine the entire population of your country being forced from their homes. The majority of refugees come from just a handful of countries, often those experiencing conflict or political instability. Syria, Afghanistan, South Sudan, Myanmar, and Ukraine are among the top countries of origin for refugees. These countries are plagued by violence, persecution, and human rights abuses. Many more have sought refuge across borders. The journey to safety is often perilous. Refugees face dangerous routes, treacherous sea crossings, and the constant threat of exploitation and abuse. These numbers tell a story of immense human suffering. We must work together to find solutions that address the root causes of displacement and provide protection and opportunities for refugees around the world. The influx of refugees can have significant impacts on host countries, particularly those with limited resources. Host countries often face increased pressure on their infrastructure and social services. Housing, healthcare, education, and employment opportunities can be strained by the sudden arrival of a large number of people. This can lead to competition for resources and social tensions. Furthermore, the economic and political landscape of host countries can be significantly affected. The arrival of refugees can lead to shifts in the labor market, changes in demographics, and increased demands on government budgets. While the challenges are real, it is important to remember that refugees also bring skills, talents, and a desire to contribute to their new communities. With the right support and opportunities, refugees can become valuable members of society, contributing to economic growth and cultural enrichment. It is important to address these challenges through careful planning and investment. Behind the statistics are real people with their own stories of loss, courage, and resilience. It is essential to remember that refugees are not defined by their displacement, but by their strength, determination, and the hope they carry with them. Take, for example, the story of Fatima, a young Syrian woman who fled her war-torn city with her family. She endured a perilous journey across the Mediterranean Sea, clinging to the hope of a better future for her children. Today, Fatima is rebuilding her life in a new country, learning the language and working hard to provide for her family. Or consider the story of Ahmed, a young man from Afghanistan who fled his home after facing persecution. He spent years in a refugee camp, uncertain of his fate. But Ahmed refused to give up hope. These stories remind us of the human faces behind the statistics. By sharing their stories, we can challenge stereotypes and foster empathy and understanding. Section 5. The humanitarian response, aid and assistance. Humanitarian organizations and individuals are working tirelessly to provide aid and assistance to refugees around the world. From providing emergency shelter and food to offering medical care and education, these organizations are a lifeline for millions. The UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, plays a crucial role in coordinating the global response to refugee crises. Other organizations, such as the International Rescue Committee, Doctors Without Borders, and Save the Children, are also working on the front lines, providing essential services to those in need. However, the humanitarian response is often stretched thin, facing funding shortages, logistical challenges, and the sheer scale of the crisis. Despite these challenges, humanitarian workers remain committed to alleviating suffering and restoring hope. Their unwavering dedication and compassion are a testament to the best of humanity. Section 6. International Cooperation, a Shared Responsibility. Addressing the global refugee crisis requires a coordinated effort from the international community. No single country can solve this crisis alone. It requires shared responsibility and a commitment to upholding the rights and dignity of all people. International cooperation is essential for providing humanitarian assistance and finding durable solutions for refugees. This includes financial support to host countries and resettling refugees in third countries. Working to prevent and resolve conflicts that force people to flee their homes is crucial. The 1951 Refugee Convention provides the legal framework for protecting refugees. These agreements define who is a refugee and outline their rights. Ensuring all countries fulfill their commitments is crucial for a humane response to the crisis. Section 7. Beyond Aid. Pathways to Integration. While humanitarian aid is essential in the immediate aftermath of displacement, long-term solutions require a focus on integration. Integration is not simply about providing for basic needs, but about creating opportunities for refugees to rebuild their lives, contribute to their new communities, and achieve their full potential. Successful integration requires a multifaceted approach that addresses the social, economic, and cultural dimensions of inclusion. This includes providing access to language training, education, employment opportunities, and healthcare. It also involves fostering social cohesion and understanding between refugees and host communities. Integration is not a one-way street. It requires effort from both refugees and host communities. Integration is a long-term process that requires patience, understanding, and a commitment to building bridges of communication and trust. But when done right, integration benefits both refugees and host communities, fostering social cohesion, economic growth, and cultural enrichment. Section 8. Success Stories. Integration that benefits all. Despite the challenges, there are countless examples of successful refugee integration around the world. These stories demonstrate that with the right support and opportunities, refugees can thrive in their new communities and make valuable contributions to society. In Canada, for example, the private sponsorship program has been particularly successful in resettling refugees. Under this program, private citizens and community groups can sponsor refugees, providing financial and social support during their first year in the country. This model has fostered a sense of shared responsibility and led to high rates of refugee integration. These examples highlight the positive impact that welcoming and inclusive policies can have on both refugees and host communities. They demonstrate that integration is not only possible, but beneficial, leading to a more prosperous, diverse, and vibrant society for all. Section 9. A Call to Action: What you can do. The global refugee crisis can feel overwhelming, but each of us has a role to play in creating a more just and compassionate world for refugees. We can all make a difference, no matter how small our actions may seem. One of the most impactful things we can do is to educate ourselves and others about the realities of the crisis. By understanding the root causes of displacement, the challenges faced by refugees, and the importance of integration, we can become more informed and compassionate global citizens. We can also support organizations working on the ground to provide aid and assistance to refugees. Whether through financial contributions, volunteering our time, or simply spreading awareness, our support can make a real difference in the lives of those who need it most. Section 10. Our Shared Humanity: Building a Better Future. The global refugee crisis is a test of our shared humanity. It tests our compassion, empathy, and willingness to stand up for what is right. By embracing our shared humanity, we can create a world where everyone lives in safety, freedom, and peace. Displacement can be a chance for a new beginning. Let us choose hope, compassion, and action. Together, we can create a world where everyone thrives.